Hi, I'm Brenda Smiley. I'm the Coordinator for Complementary Services for the New Frontiers School Board in the Department of Educational Services. And now IEP is an individualized education plan that is really specifically geared for students who have ministry codes, such as a number code, or a board level code such as LD, LDMI, or BD. That's learning difficulties with a mild intellectual disability or a behavior difficulty. At times we write those IEPs also for students who are at risk of failing, for example, a particular subject or have failed a particular subject, and we want to make sure that they stay on our radar and we are providing them with the necessary strategies and interventions through an IEP that will help to support them attaining that particular subject and the competencies therein. When we develop an IEP, it's really to help a student because of their handicap or difficulty who needs the intervention in order to meet the competencies and really succeed in attaining those competencies. The IEP it creates an opportunity for parents as well as teachers and the student themselves to be involved in the process and to work together and to have a clear understanding of why they have an IEP in the first place, as well as to help them attain those competencies. When a child receives an IEP, usually that's when they have received a ministry code or board level code. They come together in what's called an ad hoc, so parents are invited to come to an ad hoc to sit and either discuss the IEP or the plan to create an IEP for that student. The IEP is a very flexible legal working document that really is the principal's responsibility, which is found in the Education Act. And so he brings together all of the participants that are necessary to create an IEP. Oftentimes what happens is the school team puts together an IEP for the student, and the parent receives a draft of this created IEP to go over. The reason for that is, although that's not the usual way of doing things, it is the way we do it in our board just because many of the teachers have many IEPs in a classroom. They draw it up first, then they have a discussion with the parent. In terms of what the IEP should look like, the long-term goals should reflect the competency in the report card, and then the short-term goals reflect what it is and is very specific to the child. They have to be written smartly. So what does that mean? They have to be specific, they have to be measurable, they have to be attainable, results-oriented, and reachable, and the T is for time-based. So that means, like, if you're doing it in a term, for example, in the term the child will go from a PM benchmark level 3 to a level 4 within that term. The IEP is never written in stone, and therefore they can change the short-term goals depending whether or not the child attains that particular goal. The teacher then can put a new goal in for that student. However, they should be sharing that information with the parent. In the basic school regulations, it states that in terms of communication to the parent must be communicated 12 times. So once a month, they must be communicated in regards to their child's progress in the IEP. An IEP is written whenever a child has been diagnosed, even if it's in the middle of the school year, they receive an IEP. An IEP is always good for 1 year. The new year for an IEP ends November 15th and a fresh one is put into place. Please feel free to contact your teacher or the principal of the school if you have other concerns about your child's IEP.